Hey everyone, I'm Tassinix, and you may already know me as a content creator for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, where I'm competing at the top ranks of the 1 versus 1 competitive mode Grand Arena Championship. But that alone is not enough to keep me busy. I need other games that have strategic depth for me to sink my teeth into, and enough content to keep me busy, which is why I'm so excited to be talking to you about a new game I picked up. It's something you've probably heard of, maybe even tried. I am speaking of none other than Raid Shadow Legends. Guys, I'm very excited to be talking to you about it right now. They just wrapped up their 7th anniversary event, and when I had heard about that, I was thinking, man, I don't know if I'm intimidated by how much history there must be in this game. Am I actually going to be able to get into it and engage with the content that I want to do, starting as a brand new player? The answer is yes. Raid's got us set up here with something to share. I've got a QR code here, and if you see this on screen, I will magnify it as well. Now, you can use this QR code or the link in my description to start a new account. This game is playable on Apple, Android, and PC. I really love playing the game on PC. But when you start a new account using my link or QR code, you're going to get a care package with a whole bunch of resources immediately. Also, a legendary character straight out of the gate, very powerful. And for every 10 levels up to 40, you're going to be getting another character that's going to put you on a glide path to success for the early part of the game. Let's go ahead and talk about how you'll get started building out your first team, right? So using that QR code or the link in the description, let's talk about that first unit that you're going to get for free. Pull him right up. That is Tholin Foulbeard, right? First of all, look at this. Love the art in this game. We're not even talking about a fight, just animation quality is stellar. All right, let's talk about his first skill. This is his basic Demon Breaker, and it's the level 1 version of the skill. You can see that you've got ability ranks on. You see what you get at each rank. Love that. It says it attacks all enemies. Before attacking, it has a 25% chance of placing a 25% weaken debuff for 2 turns. I love that I don't have to go to any other third-party resource to look up what do buffs or debuffs mean. I can hit this more info button. It pulls up the complete table of buffs and debuffs, and if I scroll just a little down, I'll see weaken is defined as it increases the damage received by the target champion by 15 or 25%. The ability tells you how it actually is. All right, so it says, before attacking, it has a 25% chance of placing the 25% version of Weaken debuff for 2 turns. It has a 50% chance of placing a 25% Weaken debuff for 2 turns if the target is from the Corrupted Alliance faction, a boss, or a minion. This effect cannot be resisted by enemies from Corrupted Alliance, bosses, or minions. And then it grants an extra turn if a Weaken debuff was placed on all enemies by this skill. This is just a basic, right? This is what I'm talking about. Legendary characters bring a lot to the table straight out of the gate. So, and he's also based on attack damage. His next skill here, Rabid Fury. This is a 4-turn cooldown, and it says it attacks all enemies 2 times. Before attacking, places a 50% increase attack buff on this champion for 2 turns. So yeah, ideally using this ahead of perhaps that basic. For each critical hit landed on the first hit, increases the damage dealt on the second hit by 10%. It will ignore the unkillable and shield buffs. And again, I get to just scroll down a little bit here. I want to say shield is defined right here, this big paragraph. Bottom line is it's like an extra layer of protection that your opponent has to cut through, or it can expire. And then unkillable is they can't fall below 1 health while that buff is active. So again, just great to be able to see this in just a couple of clicks. So anyway, this attack ignores unkillable and shield, and then again, on attack. You've got this 4-turn cooldown, Back to the Abyss, attacks 1 enemy 2 times. Each hit will ignore 25% of the target's defense. If the target is from the Corrupted Alliance, a boss, or a minion, each hit ignores 50% of the target's defense instead. Each hit decreases the target's attack by 5%, stacking up to 25, and each hit also increases this champion's attack by 5%, stacks up to 50. This is awesome. And looks like this. See how they define it with P here. This is a passive skill. Evil's Nightmare, level 1. Activates the Demon Breaker skill every 5th turn this champion takes. So you get a free basic every 5th turn. Enemies from the Corrupted Alliance, bosses and minions, cannot land a critical hit on this champion. Pretty strong one to start with. Next, you're going to do the tutorial, and you'll have a few starter champions to choose from. I strongly recommend... Where are you, gentlemen? I know how to pull them up otherwise. It's Kael. Kael is one of your 4 starting option characters. Yeah, you get a starting Pokemon, something like that, right? And Kael has a powerful AoE. He is rare in the fact that not a lot of attackers have poison damage, and that is damage over time, like what you might see in other games. But you can have other characters with synergistic effects making multiple poison users very, very powerful. I've already seen a little bit of that, and it's impressive to use. So unlock your Tholin, pick your starter unit. I recommend Kael. And then you can go over here to the portal. And by the way, this part of the board, this is when you first log in. This is called your Bastion. Got all these different buildings here in your base. The first one we'll talk about here is the portal, where you summon in new champions. Now, you've got all these different rarities of character here on the side. These are mystery shards, the most common. You can kind of get anything out of these up to rare. And for the most part, these units I'm breaking down to fuel other units. But let's go ahead and just pull 10 and see what happens, right? Okay, so you see that we have mostly just like normal quality units with the gray border. We have a few greens in here as well. And, that's basically what was promised. It's just a handful of characters, and you're mostly breaking them down. Now, ancient shards are where you start getting interested. All of these grades of shards going up from here can have... they're affected by events. Like right now, there's a progressive chance event that boosts your chances to unlock a higher quality unit. So, of course, I can get a rare unit, but right now I have even higher chances of unlocking an epic or a legendary. Take a look at this. Not knowing too much about all these characters, a couple of them just look ridiculous. I gotta specify this one. Like, Volcanos Full. That looks awesome. Alright, we'll specify him, and you I already have. I know this one looks complimentary. So we'll confirm this, and now I have bonus chance of unlocking these guys, in addition to just having better chances of unlocking better quality units. Let's open up a couple. Okay, a Halberdier. Looks like a regular rare unit. Okay, Bogwalker, another rare. And maybe we'll get lucky and get something that's better than rare at this tier. Let's see. Oh, this is another good rare, though. Hyria. Alright. Alright, so... definitely likely to get rares there. Let's move up to Void Shards. Again, I get the chance to specify what current units I want to boost. If I can choose the Legendary to boost and an Epic. Say this one. Awesome. Okay. Alright. We're going to summon in a Void Shard now, so this is your Epic quality character. I have a chance of unlocking Legendary too. What happens? Okay. Bonus. Haven't seen this guy before. Looks good. Got some healing abilities here. Looks really strong in that sense. All right. One more. And then I've got a couple legendary cards to open. This guy I've already unlocked, so I'll be able to break him down. That's cool. I already have an Ash Walker, but that is a great character. All right. These are the biggest and best shards, the sacred shards. Let's see. Pick this guy because I picked him before, and then boom, boosted. All right, let's see what we got. A seneschal. So this one is unfortunately a little bit of a dud, right? Because at this stage you can get epic, but that's like a low roll. We were hoping to get a legendary, so this guy will be useful. Like what I was hoping for. Let's see. Ooh, okay. Agnar, 25% chance summon now to go after that legendary unit. I like that. That guy. I don't have a lot of demons either. Ooh, here we go. Here we go. Gilsea Soul Guide. Legend in the Making badge. 20 times summon chance. Wow. This is incredible. This is a defending character. What do we have? Freeze debuff. Spreading freeze to enemies. Stealing buffs and placing weaken. Blocking debuffs on allies. Oh my gosh. Locking down a whole team. Filling turn meter on your allies. And then you see this. This is an ability that we'll have to ascend into. That's the type of upgrading with characters in this game. But, wow, what a skill. This champion's skills cannot be put on cooldown whenever an enemy tries to put either this champion's skills or an ally's skills on cooldown. Place a freeze debuff on that enemy. Do stuff to me and lose turns. That's the name of the game. The freeze debuff cannot be blocked or resisted. Also has a 50% chance of denying the cooldown of cooldown increase effect. That chance increases by 25% for each enemy under a freeze debuff. Will not deny cooldown increasing effects from bosses. Whenever an enemy tries to put either this champion's skills or an ally's skills on cooldown, activates an instant turn effect on this champion. Occurs once. This is nuts. It's an amazing game. All right, you know, and since we've all got you here, let's ride the wave together. Looks like we're almost about to get that last character. Rhine Beast, level 1. Okay, this is my last Sacred Shard to throw at it. What we get? All right, it's an epic, but Lady Annabelle. Okay, all right. What am I on? Okay, I still have time to maybe pick up one of these awesome legendaries, but we already got one. And you get the idea now. You have these different rarities of characters, and unlocking a few gives you your starting team. So where can you go to try these out? I recommend jumping right into the classic arena. I can just show you a quick sample battle, dropping in with a few of these characters. And one of the great things about this game, nice auto mode. So no matter which mode of the game that you're playing through, once you have a sense of what you're doing, just go ahead and put it on auto. I've got my units here modded just so, and we're seeing that I'm trading blows, but also getting torn up a bit. Look at the... I really love it. Yeah, all right. Looks like we're coming out on top today. Here we go. All right. That was just a sample first battle, and we've shown you how to unlock a few characters. I want to just quickly show you a couple things that I really like here in the game. So from your Bastion, when you start, you see that you've got the mine. This is where you can upgrade this mine, and it will passively produce gems, which are the premium currency that you're using to upgrade other parts of your base, change things about your characters, create your clan, so on and so forth. By the way, need enough time to mention, you can look me up in game if you'd like to join my clan. I've just founded it here recently. It is Tassinix Gaming. And yeah, add me in game. My name is Tassinix. Looking forward to playing the game here from the early part with all of you. Look me up for that. But anyways, after you use, gosh, get a streak upset. It's unfortunate. All right. The mine gives you those gems. I just got another one. The market is where you're going to go ahead and pick up other champions. You can pick up artifacts for your characters. That's what you're equipping to them instead of mods like in Galaxy of Heroes. You can go to the Altar of Storms, the Forge, and the Great Hall to upgrade different attributes of your characters or even whole factions. The Guardian Ring is an area where you can passively earn experience for your characters. So you unlock each of these slots, and then you can upgrade them from there to increase the amount of experience that's being fed to them. And I've just power level, a whole bunch of characters. This is running 24 hours, so I've always got something working. Really love this feature. And then, of course, you've got the Tavern. Tavern's where you're going to pop on in and upgrade your characters. This is a recent crossover event. The one awesome thing about Raid, they have these crossover events with all different IPs. I've seen in the past they've had stuff like Teenage Mutant Turtles, a whole bunch of other cool. But I was able to pick up this Ezio in a recent event and upgrade him from here. Here I'm able to upgrade his rank. He's already at the max rank, so nothing to be done. His skills, I've got all these different ranks mostly handled across the bottom. I've only got a few more to go. Let's go ahead and use this legendary tome that I get. Nice. This is the signature AoE attack from this character. Also another poisoning character, which synergizes well with the aforementioned Kael. Really nice. So now I just unlocked the 5th rank of his best AoE attack. We're coming along. This last step is ascending, like I was saying before. This is another way of upgrading over the stats. Like you're upgrading up to, 6 stars on your character. Then you can ascend, and then you can, what is the term? The Altar of Souls. You can enhance over the ascension. Really cool stuff. There's all these different layers to get into. And I'll get into most of that in another video, but let me go ahead and tell you about another couple of things. It's not just this QR code that I mentioned, and one more time I'll highlight it for you guys, blowing it up. But when you start your new account, you're getting all those goodies I mentioned earlier, and something else for new accounts as well. I've got a couple promo codes to throw at you. Within the first 48 hours of starting your account, you can claim one of the following 2 legendary characters. The first one is Pelops the Victor, and you'll claim him using the code SUPERVICTORY. Let me throw that up on screen for you guys. Let's take a look at Pelops real quick. Pelops is Argonite? Yes, there he is. All right, so check out. This is a legendary character. Another one. You're getting legendary. Love that. Got Triumphant Blow for this first attack. Attacks one enemy. Has a 75% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. This debuff cannot be resisted or blocked. Target is under an HP burn debuff. Figure out what that is. Victor's Bounty, level 1, 4-turn cooldown. It's active effect. Okay, so it's placing a persistent. Places a 50% increase attack buff and a magma shield buff on all allies for 2 turns. Value of the magma shield is equal to 30% of this champion's max HP. Also places a taunt buff on this champion for 2 turns. Passive effect decreases the damage all allies receive by 20% while this champion is not under a decreased defense debuff. This is a powerful tank. Awesome. Let's take a look at the next ability. Gorgoa's Bane, level 1, 4-turn cooldown, attacks 1 enemy. Will ignore 50% of the target's defense if the target is under an HP burn debuff. The damage inflicted by this skill increases by 10% for every turn remaining on any debuffs on this champion, and the target stacks up to 200. If the damage inflicted by this skill is less than 50% of the target's max health, steals all buffs from the target and places a stun debuff on them for 2 turns. These effects cannot be resisted if the target is under an HP burn debuff. Very nice. Passive, what's this? Master of Games. This champion is immune to stun, HP burn, and petrification debuff. Whenever an enemy attacks this champion, has a 100% chance of placing an HP burn debuff on that enemy for 2 turns. So there's your free synergy to activate those other skills. The chance decreases to 50% if this champion is under a defense debuff. Only occurs once per enemy skill. Good to know. Whenever an enemy attacks this champion, also has a 50% chance of placing a petrification debuff on that enemy for 1 turn. The chance decreases 25% if this champion is under decreased defense debuff. Occurs once per enemy skill. Crazy tank, guys. Wow. I wish I had this guy when I had started out, because you'll otherwise be putting it together with like random lizards Trust me, I know. Now, your other option for a code, your other legendary character, you can unlock Grand Oak Padraig from the Sylvan Watchers, and that code is going to be with Wrath. So let's go ahead and pull him. Padraig. There he is. Grand Oak Padraig. All right, so he's a supporting character. A Snake Root, his basic ability, attacks one enemy, has a 25% chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random ally's active skill by 2 turns. Okay, based on attack. First, special, Inspiring Rhythm. 5-turn cooldown, fills the turn meters of all allies by 20%. Then removes all debuffs from all allies and places a 30% increased speed buff on all allies. Great supports. Word Spores. 6-turn cooldown. Teams up with allies to attack a single enemy. So like a mass assist skill. The allies joining the attack will use their default skills. Also, fully restores all allies destroyed max health and places a 15% continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns. Okay, nice. Healing over time. And yeah, you can permanently reduce somebody's max health with destroyed max health, so this undoes all that damage. And then his passive... oh no, it's a 1-turn cooldown ability. Interesting. I guess I'll have to figure out what that means. But yeah, Grand Oak's magic says, at the start of this champion's turn, places a buff on each ally for 1 turn. Oh, that's effect lasts, depending on their type. Attack. They get a 50% attack buff. Defenders get a 60% increase defense buff. Supports get a 50% increase accuracy buff. And health-based characters get a shield buff equal to 30% of that ally's max health. So everybody gets something at every time he takes a turn. So, incredible character. Guys, I hope I've given you a brief introduction to why it's a very exciting time to get into this game. If you like me making these videos for Raid, support me by starting your account with the QR code or the link in the description to this video. Raid's going to be seeing how many people are wanting to join the game from this video, these links. So if you want to support me, you want me to have further opportunity to make content here for Raid, Shadow Legends, that's the best way for the time being. Thank you so much for watching this video, and really looking forward to seeing you guys out there in the near future. Don't forget to check out my clan, add me in game, and until next time, it's been real, it's been awesome, it's been real awesome. Take care.